The Fanfiction Power Hour is a comedy podcast between friends that does not attempt straightforward readings. The links to the fanfictions are in the description if you would prefer an unaltered experience and to support the authors by giving the stories a like.
Previously on Jen and Wizzy's Fanfiction Power Hour. Open up that present, young man.
All right. No! You hit the present.
Whoopsie.
Man. Now this next story is gonna have to be about guns.
Why would you improv that?
Improv?
That's not what that has to mean at all.
Excuse me, I have to teach you a lesson here, young lady, about proper gun usage.
Yeah, the proper usage is that I fire at you and you die. What's there to get?
Okay, we can do that after I teach you a little lesson about why violence is wrong. Yeah, I'm the perfect person to be doing this right now. Trust me.
Uh-huh.
If we
The
ignore...
person who killed me.
Okay, yeah, I was hoping we wouldn't mention that this episode.
Yeah, right. The whole reason as to why I'm trying to kill you.
Maybe. Maybe I was hoping we could forget that part.
Jesus Christ. Well, I missed. Live and let live, I guess.
Alright, well, do you have a story about guns for us, at least?
Hold on, I'm manifesting it. Reaching into the astral plane. Ah, shucks. Yep, I have this one right here. The Hearth's Warming Truce by Red Mamba.
Yo!
And I think we all know what this is based off of. But in case you don't, the Christmas truce was a truce amongst both sides of the war, or at least from the soldiers, it was the truce, in the First World War, otherwise known as the Great War, where basically soldiers from both sides came together on Christmas or around Christmas to, just stop fighting for a couple of days and celebrate the holiday. There was a lot of mingling, games, and the next days they went back to fighting and killed each other.
But at least they had that one day.
It was a hopeful moment in an otherwise pointless and bloody war.
Now, doesn't that sound inspirational, though? You know, people kind of putting aside their differences for the holiday, not trying to kill each other.
Not particularly, because, they go back to killing each other.
I don't think you get the point of the truce.
Honestly, I think it would have been better if they just continued to try to kill each other throughout the whole Christmas, because then you wouldn't have to have the whole moral quandary of trying to kill the people that you got to know.
Well, this probably, raised awareness of peace and anti-war messaging around a time that they really needed it.
Possibly, but also the war lasted quite a bit more. This was in 1914.
And then there was another world war after. But still,
Yeah.
It's not like we still do war today. I hope.
Overall, that was at the beginning of the war, and the war lasted until 1918, when some people decided to join in.
You, personally?
Yeah, me. I traveled back in time and, blew up Parliament. I don't know what ended the war. Did we all just decide, hey, maybe this is pointless and we should stop?
Yeah. That's what I kind of hope we can get to on this podcast. And maybe this fanfiction can teach us that?
We'll see. This is The Hearth-Swarming Truce by Red Mamba. Chapter: Ceasefire. War. A dismal and terrible experience. A conflict that never seems to end in that moment, and when it is over, many wished they had been ended in the moment. If the bullets didn't kill you, illness and inclement weather certainly would. Today, under the guise of a light snowfall, 2 trenches dug deep into the frozen earth, the only reprieve in the barren, frozen no-mare's land of the Europonian battlefield. In those trenches, 2 separate creatures in their separate trenches populated these deep dugouts. On one side, Equestria's finest, the Royal Guard sat in their muddy, frozen trenches, desperately trying to stay warm in the cool night. Down the line, fires burned while many hovered around them to stay warm. Not but 100 meters away, in the same sort of dismal conditions, the army of the Griffin Empire suffered in the cold weather. Colts and roosters, creatures of different walks of life, caught within the might of a brutal, agonizing war, wanted nothing but to try and enjoy what downtime they had. All on Hearth-Swarming Eve of all nights, no less. So, who do you think represents what country?
I'm guessing that the ponies are Britain and the griffins are Austria.
Could be. That would make sense. All on Hearth-Swarming Eve of all nights, no less. But it was not all dreary and dismal, for both sides still found it in them to celebrate, especially on the equestrian side. Boys and stallions found the time to laugh and be merry, telling tales of their lives before the war, the Great War.
It is the First World War.
So it is.
Man.
What if they just called it World War One, instead of the Great War?
It's like, why are you naming it that, huh? And they're like, oh, you'll see.
One of the soldiers goes, I'm planning something pretty special in the future. On the German side. They drank and ate the snacks they could afford to part with, many passing around cookies and candy. A joyous time. One young colt, barely even legal age to drink, found it in him to smile despite the atmosphere. In his pale green hoof, he sipped away at his cool apple cider, a gift from his parents and little sister. He wished they were well.
Hey, where did you find the pipes?
The young colt raised his head, finding his commander passing through the boys, eyeing one of the NCOs armed with a set of bagpipes. Found them, sir, the stallion replied, as many of the others chuckled about. Even the young stallion found it in him to gently laugh with the boys.
Well, play us a song if you know how to,
the officer replied with a smile. Out of those infernal things? No, thank you, another quipped, causing the boys to chuckle. The NCO found it in him to smile happily as he adjusted his pipes, filling them with air before he began to play. The song was uproarious and happy, a much-needed tune to drown out the silence of war.
Is this a song from the show?
Yes it is.
Oh boy. You want to cue me in?
I suppose I shall. I don't actually know how the starting tune goes. Ponies' voices fill the night, one began.
Hearth-Swarming Eve is here once again,
Another sang. This is important to realize, folks. Wizzy doesn't know how the tunes of the songs go.
I know some of them at this point. I've listened to some of them. They just don't like to put the good ones in the fan fictions.
That's true. Well, I mean, they did put Smile in one of them.
That's true.
Also, this is a good song.
I'm sure. That's why it's never come up in my radio when listening to it.
It's probably because you don't listen to like fucking. Actually, it's probably because a lot of the later season songs aren't featured.
They don't actually like have them on the soundtrack.
Probably.
Man.
Another saying. Happy hearts so full and bright, hearts warming, Eve is here once again. More began to join in as the tempo began to pick up pace.
Oh, what a sight! Look at the light!
The young colt smiled, watching as his fellow soldiers began to smile and sway, embracing one another as they sang.
Louder!
The commander declared. Hearts warming, Eve is here once again. In the distance, the Griffin army sat amongst their companions, silently listening as their enemy, creatures they fought tooth and nail to defeat and kill, sang. They listened, most unable to discern the words sung in a foreign tongue. But the words were clear. It was a song celebrating the night and the holiday it represented. One young rooster set down his plate, giving his cerulean feathers a brief adjusting as he turned his head to listen. Slowly he stood, rising so that he could barely peek over the lip of the trench. The singing was louder here, but they were happy over there. It was infectious.
Like a disease.
A disgusting disease.
He was going to purge them of their joy.
So the young lad watched and waited until they were finished of their.
Yeah.
The enemy calling out with a rapturous cheer. Huzzah! Slowly, the young rooster eased his way back down into his seat, closing his eyes to listen to the merry tune. The faint sound of bagpipes never ceased, but he felt something, a calling to be compelled to sing. He glanced towards one of his companions, one he knew had a harmonica, which was primed and ready. With a confirming nod, the harmonica player held his instrument to his beak. They waited patiently until there was a lull in the bagpipes before he and his player took a deep breath. Hearth's warming eve is filled with presents that take you by surprise, he sang slowly. A story shared by your good friends that makes your spirits rise. The boys in the trench smiled warmly, many reaching out and embracing one another. Sometimes you just let go of the past and enjoy the present while it lasts. Many watched him intently, listening as his words sank into the hearts of each and every one.
Outsider, get him!
He's been infected. There's no saving him. One young private grabbed the trunk of a small tree, setting it up on the lip of the trench, carefully keeping his head low as he clicked a lighter to life, igniting the candles that decorated it. Others followed as well, carefully setting more and more trees along the length of the trench, decorating the land and bringing much-needed light to the No-Mares land. Yeah, No-Mares indeed.
Hey.
This is very much an, excuse the pun, cock party.
Oh my god. Gals comes over and he's like, hey, you guys really want to make it? Gotta actually wonder, how many of these guys are gay here? Probably quite a few.
There's Gallus.
So Gallus is gay, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank God. I thought I was crazy. I'm glad it wasn't just
However,
me.
I will say Feels more like a repressed gay.
Man. Poor Gallus.
If we're going by stereotypes.
He's repressed more than oppressed.
I actually don't know. Maybe he's expressed interest in quote-unquote mares or miladies before. I don't know. If he hasn't, though, he's gay.
Yeah!
Sandbar. Unfortunately, Sandbar has expressed only interest in Yona.
Man. Maybe they could be a throuple.
Yeah.
Wahoo!
Fun fact, in the future, Gallus actually becomes a guard or like head guard for Twilight Sparkle.
Whoa.
Yep.
Good for him.
He has a snazzy uniform and everything.
What do you want to bet that he moves on to marry a princess, just like how Shining Armor moved on to marry a princess? Yeah?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or a prince?
I don't really know if there would be any other princesses. Maybe a prince.
I don't know what the age difference is between Flurry Heart and him, but
Too much.
okay, fine. I thought maybe he's like, 13, she's 3. That's 10 years, but think of it in 30 years. Oh god. I hate shipping so much, especially in kids shows.
Clearly you do. Dog, I was listening to the Celestia Code earlier this day.
Okay, I love it, but also I hate getting stuck in the corners of trying to figure out how I can make Gallus like Shining Armor.
God.
Although I don't actually know how old Cadence is. She might be like 100 years older than Shining Armor for all I know.
No, from what we know, she's pretty new in the Alicorn Totem.
But like how new? And also in the Alicorn Totem or like in age? Because she could have gotten her Alicorn abilities at a later point.
When we first see her, it's in a flashback, and she seems like she's a teenager.
Okay. That makes sense.
Though she's still at Alicorn. And then when we see her in the present day, she's like very clearly a grown-up.
Yeah.
So I think they're around the same age. Shining Armor and Cadence.
Yeah, I'm guessing that they probably wouldn't have them have a age gap like that, like they do in Steven Universe with Greg and Rose.
Yeah, no, they don't.
I could imagine it being true. It wouldn't exactly be unimaginable.
Yeah. Where were we? Oh, No Mare's Land. Right. Just as the young griffin was about to sing further, he froze at the sound of bagpipes playing in the distance. The same gentle tune he was just singing. He continued to listen as the enemy piper continued to play the gentle tune despite having no one singing. Boldly, the young singer rose, slowly heading for one of the parapets just behind him. With good friends by your side, he sang across the field. He watched as the piper, along with another, rose and exposed themselves from the enemy trench.
Now it's time to celebrate,
The enemy singer declared. Celebrate in their language means kill.
No! It's the wrong kind of celebration.
It is very sad. Heart's warming, Eve is here once again, the young rooster sang.
All together, feeling great.
Heart's warming, Eve is here once again. This time, the two sang together in perfect harmony. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Perfect harmony, everybody. Can't hardly wait. We'll party till late. Our favorite date. Heart's warming Eve is here once again. The two and the piper hummed the rest of the tune, lost in their merrymaking tune until it came to a gentle end. The three soldiers stared across the land at one another, gentle smiles upon their faces. Then one clapped. Distant and faint, followed by another and another until the entire equestrian trench was alive with rapturous and joyful cheering. Oh no, those aren't cheers, those are actually guns being fired.
No, not again.
But they were not alone, as the Griffin trench, too, cheered, clapped, and whistled with glee. Standing proudly, the two stallions waved hello to their new companion.
Take off your tops.
In response, the young Griff waved back. But no, his heart desired for more. Ooh!
Ooh.
Slowly, the young Griffin placed a claw on the lip of the trench, gently crushing the snow beneath his claw.
Gallus, what are you doing?
Gallus ignored the harsh tone of his commander, easing another claw into the cool snow, followed by his rear paws as he now stood fully exposed to the enemy. He eyed the enemy trench cautiously, seeing several watching eyes, helmets, and a few rifles being raised and moved about as whistles blew to grab their attentions for an imminent attack. Gallus slowly worked his way out into the barren landscape. Halting until he was about halfway did he stop, sitting down in the snow and holding his claw over his head. The young rooster tipped his head and held his brown spike helmet high in surrender. He watched on silently as the young stallion that was singing climbed the lip of his trench as well, slowly traversing his way out towards the Griffin. Not too far into the field, the young stallion mirrored the Griffin, dipping his head as he too removed his helmet and held it high in surrender, walking on 3 legs until he was close enough. Both boys came to silent surrender, so Gallus placed his helmet back on his head, watching the pale green stallion as he approached.
Now, Gallus, now!
Boom, 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 boom. Just to kill that one guy.
It worked.
He was no older than him.
Hello.
The young lad greeted with a small nod.
Do you speak Equish?
Gute Nacht, Gallus replied with a gentle smile.
Yo, he speaks German. So wait, this is official then. They're the freaking Austrian side, aren't they?
They could be the Germans.
I wasn't sure. Was Germany involved in World War One?
Oh, yeah. Both Germany and Austria were on the same side, I believe.
Oh, okay. My bad. I knew Austria was because freaking Ferdinand, but I wasn't certain if Germany was or if that was just World War II.
Wizzy. A lot of sides, a lot of countries were featured in World War One.
I know, but for some reason I had in my head that Germany was just World War II.
Yeah, I know. Gute Nacht, Gallus replied with a gentle smile. Okay, German.
You could do this.
And I do. Those songs are only in one language. Does that sound German?
I think so.
All right, cool.
At least to my American ears.
Great. Awesome. So, sort of confirmation, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sure that any Germans listening would complain even if it was perfect, though, so.
That's true. As they should. I'm sorry to my German brethren. The young stallion found it in him to smile at the joke.
My name is Sandbar. What's yours?
He's so American.
Were these guys supposed to be the British? Should I make him British? Do you think he should be British?
Yeah, they're supposed to be British.
I should make him British. All right, I'll change it. My name is Sandbar. What's yours?
He asked. Gallus, Gallus replied as he offered his claw. And it makes sense because all Griffin names, it makes sense for them to be German because all Griffin names start with G.
Oh.
Yeah, there's Gilda, Gabby, Gallus, Gruff,
Huh.
Gertrude. Gimber? I'm kidding.
Man.
There isn't a Gimber.
Gimper sounds like it could be real to me.
And I don't think there's a Gertrude as well.
What the heck? These names sound real enough to me. I don't know any. I know two Griffins in this show. Okay.
I can only remember 4. Though there was the other one that was mentioned in Red Sun Descending that I can't remember the name of. There's Gilda, Gallus, Gabby, and Grandpa Gruff.
Of course, Grandpa Gruff.
Grandpa Gruff is a grump.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Gallus, Gallus replied as he offered his claw, which Sandbar gently rested his hoof in, shaking it. It's good to meet you, Sandbar. The two glanced around, watching in awe as their own fellow soldiers on both sides clambered out of their trenches and into the now once barren wasteland. The boys watched as all around them, ponies and griffins embraced one another. The pair could only stand and watch in awe at the sight of 2 enemy forces that came together in silent agreement to lay down their arms. There was hope. Just then, a ball sailed overhead as griffin flares fired into the air, bathing the ground in a gentle white light. Gallus and Sandbar shared a look before Sandbar took off after the ball. Gallus followed shortly after the stallion, stripping his gray wool jacket and planting it in the snow as a point line before he promptly ran back, joining in the commingling teams. Commingling?
Maybe commingling is a word.
It should be. I like it. Commingle.
Yeah.
It's a word.
Commingle.
Yeah, it means blend or mix.
I guess maybe mingle is just a shortened version of that.
Holy shit. So they could have shortened it to mingling.
They could have, but this is based on World War I, baby.
Clearly. Gallus stood boldly next to Sandbar, the two sharing confident and cocky smiles as they began to play their game. A call-off with a whistle, a blue stallion charging forward, juggling a ball between his hooves as he tried to push his way through the opposing team. Both Gallus and Sandbar flanked the stallion, desperately trying to steal the ball for their own team. Gallus hooked a claw around the ball, pulling it to him before he passed it to Sandbar, who ran for his life towards the opposing goal. At least one of these sides here has got to have an advantage.
Yeah. But does the other side maybe have Pegasi?
I don't know. But one side at least has fucking claws.
Oh, I thought you meant their wings.
No. Oddly enough, wasn't talking about that. But ponies might be faster, so.
Yeah. Maybe they have unicorn magic. That stuff is gross.
All while, both sides cheered with glee. They played and laughed as the ball was passed around from between hoof to claw, playfully tackling and pushing one another aside as each team desperately tried to score a point. All around, games and stories were told, pictures shared. Some played cards, while others sang and drank. There was a lot of drinking.
Oh,
Most
boy.
of these boys are underage.
No! Yeah, I mean, they said that Sandbar was barely drinking age.
Yeah. The minutes turned into hours as the boys had their great fun. Both Gallus and Sandbar were tired, but greatly satisfied. Eventually, the pair worked their way off the field, sitting down on the lip of a crater, watching as the game continued without them. Gallus set down a bottle between them to share. I should show you the candy commercial, the chocolate commercial, that used this as a setting. The fucking Christmas Truce as a setting.
True. That sounds like a good watch.
It's a legitimately Great fucking commercial.
Nice.
Not as good as that one. Was it Folgers?
No!
The one coffee commercial.
The incest ad?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, where are you from? Gallus asked as he set the bottle down.
A little town called Ponyville.
Sandbar replied as he gently took the bottle and took a gentle swig of the warm alcohol.
You?
Griffinstone, Gallus replied before he reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a small photograph, eyeing it longingly before he leaned over and presented it to Sandbar. This is my girl. Her name's Silverstream. Silverstream, my favorite of the Student Six.
Yo, I don't think she's been in any of the fanfics that we've read yet.
She's been in Discord Teaches Philosophy.
She was? Huh. I was specifically thinking that one was maybe one that she was in, but I did not think she was.
Yeah, all the Student Six were in that one.
Okay.
Sandbar analyzed the cute-looking and very excited pink hippogriff smiling in the photograph. Written on the front were the words written in elegant cursive. Come back to me.
She's pretty.
Sandbar complimented as he passed the picture back over to him.
This is my girl.
Sandbar quickly reached into his coat and offered the griffin a photo as well. Gallus took it between his claws and examined the yak beaming excitedly at the camera. A yak? I see you like your girls exotic like me, Gallus teased, causing Sandbar to chuckle softly as he rolled his head to the left in embarrassment.
Casual racism back in the old for World War I days.
Yep.
And also misogyny combined into one beautiful mix.
Accurate to the times. Gallus elbowed his friend playfully as he flipped the photograph over, reading the little note that read, Yona loves you.
What can I say?
Sandbar replied, still smiling as he fought back a blush.
I'm a bit out there.
He took the picture back when offered and stuffed it into his inner coat pocket for safekeeping. Scooping up the bottle, Sandbar took another deep swig of the now half-full bottle and set it back down. Gallus mirrored the stallion as Sandbar took a slow, deep breath, letting it out with a foggy sigh as the two watched their allies as they played and joked, celebrating the night away.
This is dumb,
Sandbar remarked. Gallus eyed the stallion out of the corner of his eye as he planted the bottle between them. I know what you mean, Gallus replied understandingly. All because a couple of creatures can't come to a simple agreement.
And we pay the price.
Gallus took another drink, passing off the bottle back to Sandbar. We all pay the price, Gallus clarified. You, me, them. He waved a claw out towards the boys.
Not the boys.
No, the boys.
The boys.
Our families. Gallus inhaled slowly, exhaling slowly through his nostrils. All for what?
I wish I knew.
Yeah, what was it all for, actually?
Land dispute? That would be my guess.
Mayhaps rice? I don't know.
Maybe the ponies are trying to destabilize the economy so they won't be competitive to them. I don't know. I'm thinking like an American here, you know?
Right.
Oh! Oil!
Oh, yeah.
Griffinstone's got tons of oil reserves.
Probably not. Well, I actually don't know what would make good oil reserves. I have no idea.
Me neither. Let's ask our geologist friend Geology.
Hey guys, it's me.
Hi, Geology. Do you know what makes for good oil reserves?
Nope.
Fuck me.
Damn it.
Well, Merry Christmas. Let's continue. The pair sat in content silence, listening to the sounds of merriment and happiness around them all.
Gallus,
Hmm?
if I don't survive this war,
Sandbar started grimly, pulling out a crumpled slip of dirty paper and a pencil from his pocket. Sandbar quickly scribbled down something on said sheet of paper and passed it to Gallus.
win or lose, please, just go to my family and tell them about what we did tonight and the friend I made.
Question, what if Gallus is the one to shoot you in the goddamn head?
Ooh!
Purpose or
He
accident?
just like comes up to the family with this note and the severed head of their child.
Oh, God.
This is what we did that night, and this is what I did the night after.
Legitimately, though, I would be, well, I probably feel pretty pissed, but like, in the moment, I would be like, even if you're the one to kill me, go ahead.
Yeah, actually.
Like, it's not like it's on you. This war is going on.
It'd be like if I had to die by any of them, maybe it ought to be you.
That's a weird thought. Kind of sweet.
Yeah. It's a silver lining, Kind of like the girl over there, Silverstream, eh?
Yeah. She's actually where that phrase comes from.
Yo, in the pony world.
The pony world sure is interesting.
She is my silver lining.
Aw. Gallus stared in shock at the slip of paper. Written on it was a number and a name, an address. Shocked, Gallus looked towards his friend, whose smile was gentle, friendly. I don't know how to read this.
He can speak the language, he just can't read it.
Yeah.
What
Or-
address is this? I've never been to your land.
It is World War I, so he might just not be able to read.
No!
Gallus pressed his beak into a tight seam, quickly reaching into his pocket as well and pulling out a crumpled slip of paper, waving his fingers for Sandbar to hoof over the pencil. He doesn't have fingers, he has claws, but that's okay. I'll let this one slide. Gallus wrote down his own address, giving it to Sandbar as well. So long as you promise the same. A tender, caring smile graced the young stallion's muzzle as he slowly wrapped his hoof around the note, gently stuffing it into his coat pocket.
I will, Gallus.
In the distance, cannons roared as the sun began to rise in the distance, bathing the land in a gentle orange hue. The cannon's roar, a signal that all understood, and many regretted to hear, as it brought fear into their minds. All the soldiers looked into the sky, the horrific thought of what they were going to have to do once again settled in. It sent chills up their spines. Stallions and roosters ran for their trenches for cover. But Gallus and Sandbar decided to take their time as they stood, lingering in the presence of the friendship they had created. The boys carefully wiped the snow and dirt from their
boys!
uniforms before they proudly faced one another. Oh, yeah, the boys.
Gallus.
Santba. The two shook their respective appendages, a silent show of respect portrayed by such a simple action. Both boys pulled one another in close, hugging each other goodbye.
I had fun, Gallus. Be safe.
Sandbar shuddered, tears forming in the corner of his eyes. You too, Sandbar. I'm sorry it has to be this way.
Me too.
The two boys released one another, and Gallus took out a gun from his pocket, shooting Sandbar straight between the eyes. Sorry, it's just kind of sounded like that's where it was going with. I'm sorry it had to be this way. You know, wouldn't that be sad?
It's just like you were too worthy of an opponent. If they had you on their side, they would definitely win this war. But killing you now, I'm saving my side.
It's either you or me, as the Truce said.
Oh my god.
As the little pact said, they actually did some dark magic back there. One of them will live, one of them will die. The two boys released one another, Sandbar wiping away the tears from his eyes with a clean part of his green wool jacket. Gallus gave his dark gray wool jacket a tug, straightening out any wrinkles. Standing tall, Gallus snapped to attention and saluted his enemy as a show of respect. Sandbar took a deep breath, stealing his gaze as he clacked his hooves together, returning the salute.
Good luck, Gallus.
Gallus nodded. You too, Sandbar. Reluctantly, the duo parted ways back to their respective trenches. Heads hung low, saddened by the reality of the war ahead they now faced. 2 wars, to be exact. One physical, one inside, forevermore.
Hey, Gallus.
Gallus froze, slowly turning and lifting his head. Standing alone in the barren battlefield, Sandbar stood proudly, his smile gentle, loving, and not an ounce of hate to be seen. Yeah?
If we survive this, I want to invite you to my wedding.
I
As
want to
my
marry.
husband.
God damn it.
I was really hoping that I would get to that before you.
God. Sandbar hollered as he held a hoof to his muzzle. When? Gallus yelled back. Sandbar gave his barrel pocket a gentle pat with a hoof, reminding the blue griffin of the pact they made together.
I'll let you know.
It brought a smile to the griffin's beak as he gave the stallion a thumbs up. I'll hold you to that.
What are you going to do? Kill me?
Gallus couldn't help but chuckle despite the dark tone of the joke, lowering and shaking his head playfully. I will if I have to. Whoa, that was British. Ish. That was sort of British, sort of something else, but not German. I will if I have to, he shot back. Bang!
No! He keeps doing it.
He's
He
a
keeps
monster.
shooting Sandbar.
We need to stop him. Sandbar laughed uproariously, waving his hoof both dismissively and as a final goodbye. Gallus returned it with a wave of his own as both he and Sandbar slowly clambered back into their respective trenches. There was an awkward silence that befell Gallus's trench and companions. None of them wanted to acknowledge what was going to be asked of them within days' time. Gallus had a friend over there. He couldn't imagine what he would do if he were to die. Gallus found it in him to break the tense silence. You know what the worst realization I had today was? Gallus asked no one in particular. His head hung low and depressed as he sat down on a rotten, soaking wet log. All around him, his brothers watched him intently, waiting for him to continue. Slowly, he lifted his head and looked around the trench and the many faces that looked back at him. I looked deep into the eyes of the enemy, And the harder I looked, the more I saw myself. And that at the end of the day, I am no different than they are. He finished, slowly stuffing his claws under his armpits to keep them warm. In the opposite trench, unbeknownst to Sandbar, the young stallion mirrored the look and actions of his friend and the friendship he had, brief as it was.
What's worse,
Sandbar said as he sat propped up against the trench wall, his fellow compatriots watching on attentively.
is that tomorrow we go back to killing one another. Man, so gay that they have a psychic connection.
Yeah. From both sides, 2 elder officers addressed their boys. Their uniforms may have been different in color, but they... the boys! Their uniforms may have been different in color, but they spoke the same words. Resonating words with a deep sigh.
So who's this?
Both of the officers. From both sides.
Oh boy.
I think that's pretty solidly you.
Old stubborn bulls declare the war, but it's you younger boys that have to fight and die in it.
A pair of saddened sighs.
That's what I hate.
But perhaps there was hope to be had. Author's note. In 1914, an unspoken truce was made on Christmas, a spark of peace and goodwill between 2 nations amidst the chaos of war. Now we got some YouTube links.
Yo.
Oh, this might be the... Oh, shoot. Yeah, this is the chocolate one, isn't it? Yeah, this is the fucking chocolate commercial. Oh my gosh.
Yo.
Chocolate commercials, that's really good. We gotta watch that afterwards. It's got
my God,
that.
that's so funny.
It's got something else. I assume this has something to do with the movie that was also made. But it was, the video's unavailable. It was blocked on copyright grounds from Studio Canal. They blocked it in this country. And we got one that's, frontline football match between Britain and Germany. Looks like it might be a, I don't know, documentary, maybe? I don't know. Well, anyways. The end. That was The Hearth's Warming Truce by Red Mamba. Well, Wizzy, what did we think of it?
I thought this one was actually spectacular. I had my hopes set realistically for this one because it seemed like a really good premise, but I didn't want to, kind of get my hopes too high. And I think they really delivered pretty well on this concept. Like, it gave me the warm fuzzies, and it was structured in a really compelling way, I feel.
Yeah. Aside from some mistakes in the writing,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. All around, it's a great way to sum up the whole Christmas piece in 1941. Not 41. That's the different war. In 1914.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was very well written and pretty sad. Let's face it, neither of them are getting out of there.
Yeah. But we can imagine that Gallus got to go to Sandbar's wedding.
We can.
As the husband.
As the husband. They both go home to the girls and go, bad news.
Maybe their girlfriends got together while they were away and they come back and confide in each other and discover that they also wanted to get together.
What a coincidence.
I want to see that turned into a movie now. Actually, like set in World War One or two. Men are away at war, the wives get together, the men come back, and they're all they're it's not like anger or anything too. It's like they're sad about their wives cheating and leaving them. But they're like understanding because they're kind of progressive for this time.
They're really progressive for this time.
And also they have each other, so
Let's face it, with how Gallus and Sandbar were talking about their women, probably not that progressive.
yeah. He had like the "come back to me" or whatever written on the picture of her, right?
Yeah.
Man. I really do like how they used the griffins and the ponies here with Sandbar and Gallus to be Germany and Britain.
Yeah. I do notice that in the picture it's changelings and ponies.
Oh.
So maybe the
I guess
changelings
they-
were Austria. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm guessing that this is probably just a piece of fan art that maybe inspired the story or something like that.
No doubt, yeah.
So is it canonical that the ship name would be Salad Bar with 2 L's and a U?
I don't know.
I want it
And
to
at
be.
this point,
I
I'm
need it to
scared
be.
to find out. Yeah. One thing I think that could make this story better is if it was longer.
Mm,
But with what they had, it was very good. Pretty well paced.
yeah.
But I think if it was longer, it could have delved into a lot more of the emotions behind everything. Maybe gone a bit more into the fuck the government, fuck the war,
Yeah.
fuck sending people to die for you.
I think they maybe could have kept a bit more. They could have put a bit more of that in, and a bit more of Gallus and Sandbar getting really close before being split up. If they cut out some of the setup in the beginning as well,
Yeah.
because some of it's like it's good. It's good description and everything, but it's not necessary for a lot of that. It feels more necessary to have it be more prominent to show the relationship of the soldiers and the message of anti-war.
Yeah. All in all, though, yeah, beautiful fic. One of the best holiday fics we've read, perhaps.
It is really good.
If one of them dies, I hope it's the other that shoots him.
Yeah. And then, like, he gets to marry both girls.
Yes,
'Cause
that's
that's
how
the
it
rules.
works.
He wins the woman. So did this at all convince you not to kill me?
Not really.
But the message.
Yeah, but that's a message about how war is awful, not how about getting revenge is awful.
It's about how conflict is awful.
Is it? I feel like it's about how war is bad. That's my takeaway from it.
What's worse is that tomorrow we go back to killing one another.
In fact, actually, I think it's more pro just kill one another. And if you have to kill someone, might as well be your friend.
Man, I guess I'll have to figure out a way to die by the next episode.
Yep. I'm going to have to murder my friend.
That's how the holiday season has to end.
Yep. They'll understand it by the next time. Hey, open that present there with your corporeal fingies.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I guess we're out of time.
No, I really wanted to open it.
Too bad. We'll have to save that for tomorrow.
Oh boy. Christmas Day. Wait a minute. No, it already is Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah. It is Christmas Day, isn't it?
Guess you'll have to save it for next episode.
It's been Christmas Day this whole month.
Yeah.
All right. Well, nice. Good night, everybody.
See ya!
This time, the two sang together in perfect harmony. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Perfect harmony, everybody.
I think I can maybe sing after you do and then put it over because I don't know what tune this is going to be. Either that or we can just sing at the same time and it ends
I'll
up how
be
it
honest.
ends up.
I don't know what tune it'll be either.
Okay.